Now, back on April 14, the Lord Mayor, Councillor Robert Doyle, was in the studio. We're talking about road safety. Now, the road toll issue, you've got some ideas on this. I mean, the caller that made the point about getting a crashed car and trying to get a message through to young drivers.
Do you think we could do that in City Square? You know, maybe in the lead up to spring and Christmas, when we do have more young people on the roads late at night, I wouldn't mind working with you on seeing if we can get up a display like that with the education that wraps around it in City Square to see if we can help in some small way.
Well, it started here and it's happening here. We're down at the City Square in the mobile studio with the Lord Mayor, Councillor Robert Doyle. Good morning.
Good morning, Neil.
It's impressive, isn't it? I hope it works.
It's impressive, but it's also very confronting. You know, you look at this and you look at the machinery to cut people out of shattered cars and you just think, okay, this is a display, but what if, you know, my mum or my wife or my children were in that car? I find it, you know, very upsetting.
Well, you're a teacher. You understand kids better than most because of your history. Do you think this will make a point to it?
I reckon it will. And you know, they hear people like me blaring on the whole time, but I was with the Hopcrafts before whose son Brendan was killed, and to have Shane and Helen look directly into the camera and just speak about the awful pain of losing their son, you know, that's a message that will get through.
And in the tent we have a TAC display and ads going. We've got an SES rescue truck. What's the orange one at the end?
That's Vanessa. That's the TAC van. So it's an educational van. You can, you know, do all sorts of things in there to get information about road safety, about speed limits. I think you can do some breath testing in there as well as you're going through city squares. That might be a few things for the kids to do, and it's just all of the information that the TAC provides around keeping young people safe.
How long will it be here?
It'll be here for the weekend. We'll pack up about the middle of Sunday. So we'll get hundreds of thousands of people going past this at the height of Melbourne's worst season for road accidents. October is when it really ramps up. And as the rest of us are having a great time, there'll be families out there who are shattered by not just the deaths, but the terrible injuries that result as well.
We've talked about this in the program before. Brendan Hopcraft was 22. He died on a motorbike just a matter of 100 metres from his home. I've talked to his father in the past, Shane, about the messages there on licences for powerful bikes and the ease of getting motorbike licences. But on display here's a letter from Brendan's mother, Helen. I'll read some of it. It just begins. It's been 10 months now. It still feels like it was yesterday. I often forget we had a funeral and a burial. I forget the flowers that were delivered. Everyone was so generous with their time, their love and support. As much as it hurts to remember, everything I do reminds me, and then I remember. I remember 11 a.m, 3rd of April 2010, so easily, but I have trouble remembering what I did on the weekend. I'm so scared I won't get over this. I still have trouble understanding what happened. I saw you on the driveway. You looked asleep, knocked out. Not one person told me how bad you were. I guess I was in shock too. I was watching them try to stick tubes down to get air in your lungs, but I never thought once you were dead. I think about that moment a lot. I hope you knew I was there. That was Helen Hopcraft. Her son Brendan died. Helen is here. I've lost her. Helen and Shane are here. Helen, that letter, you probably couldn't even read it now, could you?
I didn't realise you were going to read it on air. It was just something that I wrote one day out with Brendan, and in fact it's the first time Shane's read about it this week. He didn't even know about it.
I really thank you for putting it there, because people will walk through, read it, and maybe they'll listen.
There's it's just so sad.
It's desperately sad, but what you're doing, and the whole family's doing, desperately brave, because the grief is still raw. And we've got photographs of it all. It's just appalling to be standing here with that so close to you, but by allowing it to be public like this, maybe it can save a life.
I hope so, but people just need to realise every age that the domino effect, you know, like that's my first Mother's Day photo there, and the bottom one's Brendan's birthday. All his friends came out and we had a barbecue at the cemetery, and it's just the impact, it's not just, it's never gone. The impact's never gone. It's a sentence, and I hate it.
It's still with you every day.
I hate it. It's not good.
In a way, this might help, because you're doing something to change things?
Oh, maybe deep down I think he's not forgotten. And I know he's not forgotten, but how proud as a parent, I'm still proud of him. Look at him up there. I'm so proud. But just, it's our life and all his mates' life and all his friends. It's our life.
Okay, well, continue to be proud.
Oh, thank you, Neil.
Shane, we've talked about it before.
We have.
What have we got to change?
The attitudes on the roads. We've got to get the message through to a lot of these people.
And licensing?
Licensing's a big issue for myself. I think the motorbike licensing's got to change. It's just too easy, far too easy.
And you're a motorbike man yourself?
I am.
Still?
No.
Gave them away?
Gave them away. Yep. This has rocked our family and our friends and the society we mix in. Yep.
I think I've told you my daughter was riding a motorbike and I was horrified, and I told her about your story and some of the others, and she doesn't ride a bike anymore.
Well, that might be a good thing. A good thing.
I'm very sure it is. You hadn't read this letter before?
No, I read it Thursday night. I had a few tears. Didn't even know about it.
It could change things. It could help kids.
It could help kids if they want to come in and read that. Yeah, it's from a mother. It's got a great loss. I don't know what to say.
No, you've said enough and you've done enough, and just being here and allowing it to be, or allowing part of your life to be part of so many lives. David Tierney's with us as well. David was a mate of Brendan's. Hi, David.
I am, yes, very good friend.
Well, what's it done to you and your mates?
It's affected pretty rapid change amongst our close group of friends and our local sporting club, which if there's a legacy that Brendan left behind, I guess then that's a positive one.
We've all been young. We've all done stupid things on the road. You did too, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Not anymore.
Definitely not. No.
So how do we get that message out more broadly, do you think, to people that haven't lost mates or haven't seen it or are just too thick to understand it?
I think it just you have to have a sense of reality about it. I was discussing with the guys this morning. The TAC ads are so confronting, but I guess they can be seen as just horror movies to a degree, and it's not till something that's so final and it's just so sudden that happens to you that you really think about the bigger picture.
You take responsibility for your mates?
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely. I'm the club coach at the baseball club that Brendan plays for, and it's often mentioned we, in days gone by, there'd be guys, leaving practices and games over 05 pretty much every week, and it just doesn't happen anymore. And guys looking after each other, which I guess is, again, it's one positive that we can take out of it.
Well, thank you to you too for coming down. It's a tough thing to do, and it's confronting, but let's hope it's positive.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for the time.